truth.
Absolutely.
Because last year I didn't say the truth.
What did you say last year?
Well, I said that it's cool having Grandpa around because I forget kind of. I think it's good that he's living at our house because he's getting old. So we can take care of him better.
So what wasn't truthful about it?
It's cool having a grandpa around because that's the only grandparent I have right now. But when Poppy moved in, a bunch of things changed in the house.
When we started taking care of my father, I guess I might have advised people that they should try to take care of their parent under their own roof because I really thought that was the best way to do it. And I think that now, a year into this, I don't know if it's the best way because it's so big.
3 years ago, we moved from San Francisco to New Jersey so we could be there for him. And we are firmly committed to having him live his life out with us in our home.
I have one brother. My father did go out to California to stay with my brother for about 2 months over the winter. And I am incredibly grateful for that because it was way more than I ever expected. Hey, Dad, you want to sit down? Hey, Dad. Dad, you want to sit down?
Come on, fold, come on!
We're full thrust into the sandwich generation. The sandwich generation is people who are taking care of their parents and their children at the same time.
Right now in this house are my mom, my dad, me, my sister, my grandpa Herbie, my grandpa's caretakers.
Hey Herbie, don't look at me like that.
What town are we in now?
That's a bad question. I can't remember it for the life of me.
My grandpa is 84 right now, and he has a lot of trouble by himself and needs a lot of attention.
About a year and a half ago, I felt that my father had hit a point that he could no longer live alone. We mutually decided that he would move in with us.
Grandpa has dementia.
What does that mean?
I don't know. He's crazy.
Is it possible at all to have a continuous into the winter?
To have a what, Dad?
When it's kiss in the winter.
In this time period, we've seen a pretty dramatic change in his condition. Within a week or so, or 2 weeks of moving in, he fell, and we went through a pretty traumatic period where he went to the hospital, and then we got him back and sort of built up his strength and cognition to some decent level. He can still, most days, most meals, feed himself, although he needs help. He can watch TV, but he can't use the channel changer. He's pretty helpless in a way.
I have no questions whatsoever that having Herbie live here means he's getting the best care he can possibly have.
And also, there's the financial aspect to this. It's already costing a tremendous amount of money every month to care for him, and we're doing it in a relatively inexpensive way compared to institutionalizing him.
I sold his house last year, so that gave us the assets to pay for his caregiving.
Yep, big guy.
When my father first moved in, Isabel was a little scared of him, and she didn't want to kiss him, She barely wanted to touch him. Isabel has gotten so comfortable that she brushes his hair. I think both kids like having their grandfather in the house.
Here you go, Herbie.
And I think both kids like the fullness of our house. Our house is never quiet.
Yep. I like the head moves. Do the boxing.
That's important for living and having kids to keep you young.
Coming at you in the stomach. Is that enough?
I think so.
Clearly, the children make him feel good. And there are times when he's gotten tense or agitated where I've even said to the kids, go to Poppy and give him a kiss, give him a hug, touch him, just so he'll know you're there, because I have to believe it's a calming effect.
I think the kids are better than the medications that he's on.
True or false? The deepest diving mammal is the sperm whale, which can It's Ruth. Hello?
Herbie doesn't do a lot for himself, but as soon as he knows he has a date with Ruth, his girlfriend, he's not jumping out of bed, but it motivates him to do a lot more.
Poppy, it's Ruth.
Hi.
My relationship to Herbie is lady friend. We've been together for 11 years, and we've had a lot of fun. He was very, very savvy and sophisticated and likable. Everybody liked Herbie. He was good to me. I cared for him. I still do. And no matter what happens, I will always be there for Herbie. Our relationship now is we're friends. I see Herbie approximately once a week. I make sure that I do that. I'll see you this weekend. Okay? Bye-bye. Bye, Laura.
Okay.
I'll talk to you. Bye-bye. And what do? Nothing. Sometimes it just breaks my heart.
Dad's girlfriend made it very clear early on that she did not want to be his caregiver.
As much as I care for Herbie, I was unwilling to take the responsibility of his health care.
I think I have gotten less cavalier over the past year. I stepped up to this responsibility feeling like I can handle this. And there have been so many times that I just think, I can't handle this. This is too much.
Why are you in bed?
Well, I let myself get so run down that I now have pneumonia. I think I was just pushing too hard between work and the kids and Dad and managing the house, and I got sick.
Our marriage has not been helped by this, but I don't see it as some tipping point either. I think this situation has had a more profound impact on my relationship with my children.
I was planning to go to Eli's baseball game. It's 8:20. The game started at 8.
How long does it take to get there?
20 minutes, half hour.
I'm sure you can find someone to bring him home, Julie. This is more important.
Yeah, well, I feel like I keep letting my kids down, letting everybody down.
Whenever I think I have my mom or dad's attention, then it just goes away like that because Poppy needs something. And I understand that he does need it, and we have to be there to give it to him, but sometimes I just feel like he could do it himself.
What I worry about is that, it's like a certain conditioning where they've gotten used to the idea that there are times where they might need us, but they don't even ask anymore because they know we won't be able to come through for them. Day to day, you're just being hammered, and then you're just like, your head's just spinning, and you don't actually have time to appreciate the absolute joys that are in this house, which Herbie is a part of.
My father has a beach house, and he goes out to his beach house as much as possible in the summertime with a caregiver.
is definitely happier when he's in Fire Island because the house, it's his. Fire Island is like something where he still has the ability to be a man.
When my father goes to his beach house, it is amazing how much space it creates in our lives. Somebody said to me, you have to look at caregiving as a marathon, not a sprint. And I think when we took this on, we thought we were signing up for a sprint. I don't know if it's possible to fully keep your sanity in this situation. Our lives would be a lot easier if I gave up my career. I'm afraid that if I gave up my work to make all of our lives calmer, I would be suicidal. I'd be so depressed. Today's Wednesday.
It seems to me that it has become a little overwhelming to his daughter and his whole family because of the enormity of the responsibility.
Wow. Hey, what's going on here? What's going on? Herbie, I got a phone call from Shan that you refuse to go home.
That's why I booked on my mother.
I don't know what happened once I parked. It was time for him to get out. He was just like switched.
Sweetheart, what do you want to do right now?
Today is the worst.
Do you know where we are?
Yeah.
We're just 3 doors down from our house.
What do you call it here?
Mm-hmm.
Shan is her name. Shan is her name.
Okay.
She's been taking care of you for 2 years, Herbie. 2 years.
I absolutely lose my temper with Herbie because I also have a certain amount of resentment towards him. However irrational it may be, I absolutely have that, and I'll readily admit it.
I've done nothing.
Well, nobody accused you of doing anything, Herbie.
Yeah.
We just want to get you home.
You mean now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Every single day, I watch him slip away a little more. And the bottom line is, the man that's living with us now isn't my father.
There's very little of the old Herbie left. There's a vacant look in his eye. When there used to be a twinkle, it's vacant.
When you have that reality in front of your face every single day, on the one hand, it's enriching, but then there's this sort of emotional level where it is corrosive to have someone in your house that you're watching deteriorate.
Want to help Grandpa? Okay. Ready? Grandson's going to help you.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Wouldn't it be a shame if the kids were now left with this idea that growing old means you lose your mind? And I have to constantly remind myself that this is not the only way that people age. There are lots of people in their 80s and 90s who are super sharp mentally and who are still somewhat agile physically. Every time I bound up a staircase at 3 stairs at a time, I think, how much longer am I going to be able to do this? When I exercise in the morning, I'm determined I have to do 20 push-ups every morning. What's going to happen the day I can't do 20 push-ups anymore?
I feel sad for Poppy, do you?
Yeah, because there's nothing that he can really do that can stop the dementia. It would just be a whole lot easier if he didn't have it.
Frankly, we were never prepared for any of this, so when you ask, are we prepared for what might come next for Herbie? No. But will we come through? Yes. And we'll figure it out.
I want to show up for my father the same way he has shown up for me my whole life. There was no question for me about taking care of my father because I love him. And I would want the same for myself. There isn't a day that goes by that I don't think about moving my father out of the house. But I just couldn't do that to him. We've made our decision to take care of him, and we'll see it through till the end.